Prydwen. They've released their new tier list for Zenless Zone 0 with the release of Vivian, and there's a lot of updates. I see update, and update. So what is updated about this tier list? Okay, so they've added shield defense and deadly assault, it looks like, to the same ratings. I guess that's fine. I mean, you practically are doing the same thing, except, yeah, I mean, you're practically doing the same. Like, one just more point-oriented, I guess, depending on the type the enemy has at the current point of time. But I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, definitely that. But what I'm kind of curious to see here, because the DA is a very unique mode, offers bounce encounters. Yeah, we know that, meaning other types of damage and single target is really impactful, if ever. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I feel like it's pretty much the same, because really the only difference that I see with shield defense, deadly assault, is shield defense. You have some side shitter mobs at first, and then you go into your one main boss enemy after. Versus deadly assault, where you just immediately go to the boss. Like, literally, the fodder adds really matter that much. I guess the main difference is, like, you have a full, like, whatever amount of time is set to do 20,000 points or get 20,000 points, and you can get more points up by doing certain things, or get free points by doing certain things, whether that be dashing, breaking legs on the enemy. They're pretty much the same at the end of the day. Now, I will say, some characters are better for breaking or doing these certain things than others. Like, Julian inherently just kind of has a better time against the guy that you dodge against, because you can kind of hold an attack and dodge at the same time, where some other characters don't really have that tech. Now, skill ceilings, yes, some of which are not easily executable. Yeah, I feel like, but my thing is, right, I feel like if a character's good at a really high skill ceiling, I feel like they should be put up at the top of the tier list, but they should have a major detractor saying, you have to play good with this character. Like Haramasa, for example. I think Haramasa is much better than what people give him credit for, or what the community gives him credit for, because he's hard to play. Like, if you can't play with him, then get fucking good, I guess. I don't really necessarily agree with, like, a skill ceiling being a detractor. I just think that that should be noted on the character with, hey, this character is great, but it has a high-ass skill ceiling that maybe would drop down, or give, like, an alternative rank if you're not good at the game, or something like that within, like, the little box that pops up or something like that. Or on the character, maybe, right? Skill ceiling, and then in parentheses, the tier they would be if you're not good. But now let's see what this has changed with the tier list. Bro, no shot. They moved her down. Caesar King. Hold up, guys. This might be a clapped tier list. This might be a scuffed little buff tier list. This is fucked too, by the way. I'll get into all of this in a second here, guys. Let's go ahead and move all of this to Excalidraw, because I need to do my little drawing technique here to really show you what I'm talking about here, because this might be kind of cope. I am not gonna lie to you guys. All right, guys, so first things first here, let's go ahead and start off with the support tier first. Yo, she got moved down. You're out of your mind. You're off your gourd. Okay. Honestly, they might not be as off your gourd as genuinely you might think, because I think a lot of people will probably be pissed about this, because I do think, yes, Caesar King holds a lot of value. I think she's actually lost a lot of value, and you want to know why she's lost a lot of value? Is because she's not a support class. She's a stun class, or a defense class. And no one really pairs up well with defense. Like, when you look at, like, the type matchups for additional abilities, like miyabi, for example, right? You can't throw Caesar King on the same team as miyabi in a lot of situations, because miyabi needs a support character. She is supportive, like, all the way through and through, but she's not a support character. So for that matter, I mean, like, she just has a horrible synergies, I feel like, just because of the typing that they gave her. And on top of that, guys, the 1,000 attack buff's nice. I'm not gonna lie, it still carries me through. Genuinely, this is how I feel here. You move these two down. I don't think there's a full gap in between Shokaku and Rina and what he can do. I've said that since day one. And I think you move them down as well, because I really do feel like there is a gap between what she can do and what they can do. Don't get me wrong, guys. Both Lucy and Nicole synergize super well with a lot of the DPS we have in the game. And most of the time now, I do use Lucy and Nicole over Caesar King here, because of the fact that they synergize so well. If I could use her on the team, I would. Like, I think the defense shred she does with enemies within a certain range is nice. I think the attack buff's nice. I think the shield's nice, right? And I also think the extra stun capabilities is nice too, but you do have to have some timing to actually do that. Overall, though, I mean, I feel like overall, she is better than what these characters can offer you. I feel like team building wise, these are much better, so maybe you don't move them down because of the synergies are there. But if we're taking synergies out of the equation, I do feel like her kit overall is better than what their kits offer. You know what? Fuck it. I'm moving them down. I'm going to move them down, but only for the fact that I feel like her kit is overall better than their kits. And to go, like, and there's small little details here about this. She gives attack buff, which is much higher than her attack buff. She gives shield, which she doesn't give any shield. She has some off-field attacks. She helps provide stun. She does debuff the enemy as well. She has little minions that don't really do fuck all anyways, so I mean, like, for that matter, okay, whatever, right? She does debuff on the enemy, and that's really about it. She has quick swap, but that's it, right? Like, she does a lot more in one package than what these characters can do, so that's why they're moving down for me. Everything else here is pretty fine. Now let's move on to the stun class. Okay, I heard a lot of people last update talk about, yo, Trigger's dog shit, Trigger's ass. And then I hear a lot of people say, oh, Trigger's great, Trigger's amazing, Trigger's shit without her W engine though. I genuinely don't know because I didn't pull this character. I think Trigger's fine right here. I think she's an off-field stunner. I think she deserves to be where she's at. Chingy, my opinion has changed on Chingy a little bit. I feel like Chingy has taken a little bit, you know, I don't feel like it's as good anymore. And honestly, I feel like with the release of Vivian here, guys, or my bad, the release of Hugo coming out, I feel like the lighter here is still super gold for the role that he's in. I take that back. I don't think he should deserves to be in stunner class because I don't feel like he's that good of a stunner. Or I shouldn't say that. I don't feel like he is a stunner in a way that he should be in the center class. Like Caesar King's in this support class over here being a defense character, while she has pseudo stun capabilities, I feel like his stun capabilities compared to everyone else on this list here is basically non-existent. Like, he's better than Ambi, right? He's on par with Coeta for me. Like, there's no way he's doing the breaking that Lycon's doing. Like, if I were to use pure breakability, he's down here. His buffs do warrant him having a spot up here at the top because his buffs are so good, especially for fire and ice type characters. So, I mean, super good up there. He does also offer you those stun capabilities, but I feel like it's more pseudo stun than it is pseudo support. And with that being said, if we're gonna put Caesar King over here for being more buff, debuff oriented with a shield with being hybrid stun, like for me guys, genuinely, I don't feel like the extra 75% or whatever increase he's giving to fire and ice damage and the extra fire res and ice res he's doing to enemies, that's a huge buff. I wouldn't say he's hybrid support. I would say he's definitely well within the realm over here of being a S tier support. I would rather use him on my team than I would use Caesar King because of how good his buffs are. I genuinely don't think he deserves to be in the stun tier, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Now on to this, I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, I agree with this. I don't think there's really anything to grab about here. But guys, it's happening again. It's happening again. All I'm saying is it's happening again. What happened last time we had a kerfuckle like this? Because last time I checked, the last time we saw a major shift in DPS meta, this bitch was up here, this bitch was up here, and I think this bitch was right here or some shit like that, right? Like, we had all these fucks just stacked up on this list, and then everyone got dispersed after the next update. Guys, I'm gonna be real with you. You might disagree. You might not disagree. I'm gonna say it, guys. Silver Soldier Ambi deserves to be up in tier 0. 100% hands down. She is that bitch, and she can work in, well, she doesn't work in, I wouldn't say works in many teams, but she does work quite well, and honestly slays through some fucking enemies, okay? I'm just gonna say it here. Me personally, Vivian's also up here too. I feel like Vivian brings out so much more in a team with Miyabi than Yanagi does. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like I get so much more disorder off when using her on the team than I do with her. My problem with her, right? My big problem with her. This is not talking about using signature W engines, by the way, because these are all these characters here for me are using free-to-play W engines, and her fucking options are fucking ridiculous. They're fucking ass, and they have like pretty well. She has a decent one. She has okay ones, right? But overall, I feel like not using any signature W engines at M0, these characters deserve to be up here. Yanagi's problem for me is energy regen. She has a really big energy problem for me. Like, she really does want to be on the field a lot because you want to be switching her types back and forth, but she also wants a lot of energy. She uses a lot of energy every single time you go through and doom, 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 and you get a lot of disorders off like that, but how much does it really take to recharge? Maybe mine's built incorrectly. Maybe that's why I don't feel as good playing with her as I do with someone like a Vivian. I feel like Vivian's energy is back so quick, and I feel like Vivian's uptime is just so much more than Yanagi's is. With all the blossom that you're getting with Vivian, you can just be off the field with Missy Moo over here using, like, literally, you're getting disorders off as you're going through and doing her E attack, right? Or her, I guess you would say her special attack, right? Because then you proc off Blossoms, which proc off Ether, which then in turn gives you the corrosion effect, which then paired with her ability, you get disorder. And what happens when you get disorder? Oh yeah, you get stacks for her shit to go off, right? And then you have her on the field that just provides you even more so using the ultimate move. Like, you can do so much more with her being off field. So that's it, right? My biggest two problems for Yanagi here is that A, she's an energy problem to me, and then number two, I feel like when she's off field, she's not doing anything, whereas Vivian is, and I feel like Vivian deserves that spot. Also, I do feel like Vivian is a little bit better than her as well, being a sub DPS. So for that order, guys, genuinely, I'd be putting her up in tier 0. I think there is a distinction in what Vivian and burnice can do, and there's a distinction in what Vivian and Yanagi can do. Not knocking Yanagi and saying she's bad, right? I'm not saying that at all. I do think Yanagi deserves to be in tier 0.5. On to this. Okay, I feel like Wait, did they? They kind of did her dirty. Did they not? Did they not just do Ellen Joe this dirty, guys? No shot. They just fucked Ellen Joe up and put her on the same tier as fucking Soldier 11. They're out of their mind. There's no shot. No, she's up here. She's up here. Haramasa being where he's at. I mean, okay. I can kind of agree with that. There's just one guy in my comment section, love you to death, buddy. Bro is he's like, I'm not pulling for miyabi. I'm not pulling for the other bitches, bro. You want to know why? My Haramasa clears. Bro's a gigabrain gichad. I am not him. I suck ass with Haramasa. I don't get shit for damage with Haramasa. So go off, King. I do agree with him being expert level. He's probably up. Honestly, I do feel like he's probably better than what Juyan is at expert level. Genuinely, guys. I feel like the damage he provides and getting that damage is easier than Juyan, because Juyan really wants shield to be broken to do most of her damage. He can do shield broken and he can do anomaly as well, so you can kind of mix it in with different teams there. If we're saying he's expert level, he deserves to be up here. He deserves to be in tier 0.5 at expert level. And then I kind of want to go back to this one right here. Juyan, I feel like Juyan stonks actually went up with the release of Vivian. I used a team last night and absolutely decimated Deadly Assault with a team with Juyan, Vivian here, and then also Nicole too. Absolutely slayed Deadly Assault. Absolutely love it. That's great. Honestly, Piper deserves to be where she's at as well. Honestly, I think Piper to me is honestly a little bit better than I feel like Piper's a little bit better than Jane Doe, but I'm not gonna move Jane Doe down. I feel like it's pretty comparable. I don't think she's like a full tier lower. I just feel like she's a little bit better. Anyways, down to the rest of our list now, bro, kind of hold my boy Anton. I kind of want to touch on Anton real quick. If you guys want to click off the video, this is my tier list of the video, guys. If you don't disagree and agree, click off the video now. But I kind of want to talk about Anton real quick, guys. I feel like they're doing him so dirty. I feel like his pairing should be so much more better with Vivian. I tried him on a couple teams last night with Vivian. Oh, by the way, Grace moves up. Grace gotten better with Vivian. I want to move her up. I just want to let it be known. This is my tier list actually now, guys. Vivian does move up. I don't feel like she's on this level anymore. I feel like Vivian really does bring out more in her, considering that she's anomaly. She can help out, bring extra blooms out super fast with how good her energy regens up and how fast she can actually proc off anomalies on the enemy. Super good, in my opinion, she goes up. So for me, guys, my big thing with Anton is I really think that his special ability should be considered his basic attack, because he goes into pile driver, like literally he goes into a separate mode when using this this EX skill here to use his pile driver attack where he's reprocking electric anomaly on the enemy. I feel like he'd be so much better and work so much better with Vivian, that is, if this was turned into a skill, because then you could proc off Blossom more often with him. That's how I feel. He would literally be like, to me, he would literally be like the Piper for the electric class if that counted. I feel like he'd be so much better, but for that, he's really not. I mean, he's really not. I don't think he's this level. I mean, maybe I think he is. I don't know, man. Hey, they keep doing my boy Anton dirty. I used to clear everything with Anton, and it's just gotten so down bad at this point. Anyways, guys, this is my tier list here. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. You're probably gonna tell me I'm copium, but fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyways, bye. See you later. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.